Hello? It is me. I have arrived once again. It is I. And I'm excited. I'm enthralled. I'm gonna have a good time today. Boy, are we gonna have a good time today. Let me tell you, we're gonna have a good time today. I've spent this morning, I had a pretty bad nosebleed. Let me tell you. And I ruined my uniform because I bled all over it. Because I'm just really metal like that. So I spent the morning scrubbing and washing my uniform, and I had to call in for a little bit. Missed like half my shift because of it. Because this is my only uniform I got. All right, it's running on a tight ship, okay? And in between the washings, I was on Twitter where no human being should go. And I went down a rabbit hole. I went down the never Bernie rabbit hole. I fell down it, and now I'm a Joe Biden supporter. So get ready for that one, guys. No, I'm joking. But it was a pretty bad experience, all things considered. And I have many a tweet. For you guys to savor. Ooh, it's tasty. The umami, the crush it. So it releases new flavors. Saute it, flip that thing, put it out, serve it hot with a spoon and a knife. It's gonna be some good stuff. Let me tell you. But we can get started in uno momento. I have to make sure I set everything up so I don't ruin it. But so yes, there's a many a tweet that we can indulge in. Just you and me. Just you and me. Can you imagine how great this is going to be? I can't. I don't know. But just give me 1 second and we can get started. I mess around too much. All right. So what do we got? So, music. Chill. So what kicked off this this adventure down the anti-Bernie rabbit hole was a very interesting man indeed, by the name of Jose. Let me see if I can pull his stuff up. I want to make sure I get this right. All right, I can switch scenes now. We good? You ready? I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. Very interesting man indeed. Jose. He's from New York. Like me. He's my brother like that. He's basically my brother. His name is Jose. He's from New York, moved to California. Apparently, he's some flavor of not straight. Kamala Harris supporter, Hillary bot. We already know what we're getting into now. So probably tried to vote for Clinton. Still malding about that. As we can see, the pure light that is Hillary Clinton was sapped from us when the Lord of Chaos, Bernard Sanders, rose from the deepest pits of Tartarus to destroy Hillary Clinton's campaign by saying that we deserve more than crony capitalism. And he doesn't like it. Now, this guy spends almost every waking moment trying to say something bad about Bernard Sanders. And this is not a meme. This is not a joke. I'm pretty sure, even without being president, Bernie Sanders lives the true socialist dream, living rent-free in a rent-controlled environment, rent-free in these people's heads. And we can see. Look, pin tweet, something against Bernie. It's like what is it? Congress, been Congress, bills passed. Oh no, 29 years. Oh no, 0.27. Oh no, Bernie, what happened? Oh no, he's bad guy. Next tweet from oh, my bad. 1 hour ago. Not a cult. Introducing Bernie, the people's perfume. Oh, apparently. Oh, this is like a cute little meme or something. Oh. Oh, this is actually really funny. Oh, what? I didn't know this came out. Oh, what? And then not a cult. Can you see how people are actually enthusiastic to vote for a candidate? What a cult, am I right? What a cult, am I right, guys? What the hell? What? I'm afraid to even click on the link. I don't know if I should laugh or cringe. Okay. Kind of gross. Looking at Bernie head. Like, oh no. That's what you need to win a campaign. That sounds kind of cool to me. I'd buy some Bernie. I think that's how you pronounce it. Against Bernie. Look, he hates Bernie. Another one about Bernie. Another one about Bernie. Another one. They just keep going. He hates him. He hates the man, right? So what does he actually have to say about Bernard Sanders? So this is the first one that I found. And I was like, oh, when I found it, I was like, I have to talk about this on stream. It's truly, this man's tweets are truly something to marvel at. It's amazing. The level of dishonesty and dumbness that radiates off of this, like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is just coming off of it like a neutron star, just bleeding energy. Bernie erases black working class mass mobilization by suggesting that the 1968 Memphis sanitation strike wasn't about quote unquote civil rights demonstration. The striker slogan, blah, 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 was apparently some like slave song. So let's see what Bernie said.
And the media kind of try to sanitize King and ignore his very strong feelings.
Let's start this one more time so we make sure we listen to it.
Sometimes politicians and the media kind of try to sanitize King and ignore his very strong feelings about economic justice. Remember, when King was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, it wasn't quote-unquote a civil rights demonstration. He was standing up for workers trying to organize a union, workers trying to get decent wages and decent working conditions. And at the time...
Wait a second. This is his anti-Bernie clip. This is his anti-Bernie clip. This is his anti-Bernie clip. You can see they're starting to really run out of steam here. So, what is this? What are we looking at here? What is this? So, this is a man saying that Bernie is trying to erase King's work in desegregation by suggesting that Bernie only cares about somebody stoop him. He must be stopped. They're really mad. He's polling really well, actually. I think he's really set up. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but he's really set up to take Iowa and New Hampshire, which is really a really nice start when he's within striking distance of Biden in a lot of these states. Also, yeah. Hey, what's up, bud? I'm talking about really cringy people. So if you don't have your cringe hazmat suit on, I suggest you put it on now. It's going to get rough. It's going to get bumpy. So I wanted to look into, and also to address Bernie's point, this is 100% true. Anybody who's left wing knows, well, anybody who's actually left wing knows that the media and just like the regular establishment, companies as well, completely whitewash MLK's King's legacy when it comes to workers' rights, unions. He was a massive socialist. When it comes to like workers' rights, he felt like this was a great way to take the country, especially to help with segregation, to help mobilize and unify the interests of African Americans and the interest of the white working class as well, to put together a coalition of people who can stand up against, you know, their politicians who have so much power in the country. So this is 100% true that they try to do this to King. And I wanted to look into this. So I looked into it, and MLK was a union man, 100%. He was all about unions. Before he was assassinated in Memphis, which is what we're talking about here specifically, he was there to support sanitation workers on their 7th week of strike for fair wages, to have their union, the American Federation of State, recognized by the city of Memphis. This is exactly what he's talking about, but he hates it. Anytime he can try to wedge in black votes, black identity politics, well, bad black identity, weaponized black identity politics to use it as a cudgel against Sanders, he'll try to do it every single time. This will be a running theme. Yes, it is. You're right, buddy. So actually we can scroll down, and right here is a really important quote from MLK. The labor hater and the labor baiter is virtually always a twin-headed creature spewing anti-Negro epithets from one mouth and anti-labor propaganda from the other mouth. True. Very, very true, which is exactly what Sanders was talking about. Every single time. It's because it's so incredibly easy today to just be like, oh yeah, civil rights, that's cool. Oh, unions, we can just erase that part. We can just not talk about that part. We don't talk about how he was an absolutely massive force when it comes to workers' rights and along with civil rights. They don't want to talk about that. So yes, 100% right. This guy's a clown. Absolutely ridiculous. Wow, he's full of it. Bernie is the white oh no, I didn't read this. No. Uh-oh. I came to vent, protest, and kidney pigs. Oh no. Oh no. This is terrible. This is by far one. I didn't get 3 words into this and I'm already cringing well, hashtag Bernie is the white moderate King is talking about. Unwilling to be uncomfortable and face race in America to push forward racial progress. He wants to separate black workers from workers, but has no problem talking about WWC. What is that? Working class? Oh, white working class. What Sanders is always talking about race issues. What are you talking about? This seems like something under Joe Biden. That should be under like a Joe Biden tweet. What am I reading? Bernie is the white moderate? Bernie is a moderate? Man, maybe if one day comes where Bernie Sanders is a moderate, God bless my guy. I'll have what she's having. Take me back to your timeline. I want to see what that looks like. And this one, I added this one just because I really wasn't for a second. I thought this actually was Nate Silver's account. I 110% thought this was Nate Silver's account. I was fooled. But it says Bernie's ahead in the first 2 states, but his supporters shouldn't be too confident. These polls undercount young voters who I'm sure aren't huge fans of a $15 minimum wage, free college, affordable housing, wiping out student debt, and having a guaranteed job or saving the planet. When I read this, I felt like I was going to fall back in my chair and like pass out. This, and I wasn't sure if it was from like the blood loss or when I was having my nosebleed, just like being thrown so hard. But yeah, the boy is up 3 points in Iowa and 7 points in New Hampshire. And I was like, holy crap, is this a real tweet? I thought this was actually Nate Silver. It's not Nate Silver. Not to mention, in his recent massive surge in national polls, could prove to be fatal to his campaign. These guys are really good at sarcasm. They're really good. I like them. Maybe I'm just dumb, but they're really good. We can move on a little bit. This one wasn't important. I don't even know what was going on there. That was like completely disjointed. We can close this one out because I was just searching up Bernie. I just wanted to see what people were saying today, because a lot of new polls came out that shows him leading. Some national polls show him leading, so he's really, really bringing in the heat in this last week before Iowa, which is, I think, honestly, the perfect time to peak. If he gets up to being like 26 points average, 26 points average, or something, where like he's just that close to Biden in national polls, I think but let's not count these chickens. So apparently last year in November, Bernie attacks Mike Bloomberg for arrogance because he'll run massive amounts of TV ads and doesn't want a billionaire to buy the election. True. Same. I also do not want a billionaire to buy an election. Sounds kind of chill to me. Don't see any problem with this. But a couple months before that, Bernie on the Joe Rogan show. Yeah. Oh, this guy also, he hates Rogan. Rogan has said some pretty nasty things, definitely, 100%. But he's as someone who has the, let's not say this lightly, largest podcast in the world, the human being who runs the largest, most popular podcast on the planet, semi-endorses Bernie Sanders. Sounds kind of chill to me. And you know what? Even if I have no clue what Rogan actually believes. He changes his beliefs more than a girl changes clothes. See, that's a callback. That's a callback to a song, if you know what I'm talking about. But he changes his beliefs literally every single podcast, every single episode, he'll change his beliefs on one thing or another. Or so it's in this, he gets called out a lot on this, so he's crazy. You can find like super cuts of Rogan debating himself. You know what you can't find him debating himself on? DMT. Man, wow, man, that's yes. So this is why hundreds of thousands of people in over the decades have been dying because they can't receive the right care. And then Rogan's just like, wow, man, that's crazy. You ever tried DMT? That's every single Joe Rogan podcast. Every single one. I watch Rogan occasionally. When he brings on people that I like, I watch Rogan because Rogan is like a sponge. He just soaks up whatever's around him, and then he'll just be like, okay, that's cool, I guess. He doesn't bring many ideas, and he's a garbage interviewer, but he's an interesting guy. So what can you do? So so apparently what he says in this clip, what this clip is going to show us, the extreme truth behind Bernie Sanders is that on the Joe Rogan podcast, he admires billionaire Ross Perot for buying massive amounts of TV ads and trying to buy an election. So let's take this in. Also, hey C, how you doing? Thanks for being here. So let's take this in. Let's try to understand, okay? Let's not forget it because it's only one sentence. In this clip, we are going to hear that Bernie Sanders is going to admire the billionaire Ross Perot for buying massive amounts of TV ads to buy an election. Yeah, no problem. See you later, bud. So, it's all in mind. Make sure we're all on the same page. Let's listen.
Because you remember Ross Perot?
Yes.
And people used to laugh at Ross Perot because he used to get up there with a chart and all this stuff, and the media made fun of him. But in fact, he tried in his own way to explain his point of view to the American people. And we need serious discussion on serious issues.
Now, I don't know what you heard, but I heard him explaining how a quirky guy tried to run for president and tried to explain his view of the world in his own way. And he's drawing parallels between that and himself, which is not admiring a billionaire for buying massive amounts of TV ads. He didn't even say anything about ads. He didn't say anything about ads. Apparently, he was standing there with a clipboard and like a Sharpie, with like a dry erase board and like a Sharpie. Not Sharpie, but like one of those dry erase markers with the like pie charts and everything, trying to talk about like what he believes in. So, once again, absolute disgusting lie. Oh yeah, Bernie bros, look at the poor Dem base. Oh no, anything but the beautiful Democratic base that we must always take such great care on, because that's the only thing we should be going for is our Dem base every single time. Racist, transphobic, bigot vote. Look at them try to court the racist, transphobic, bigot vote by I don't know, existing. So I really don't understand this one. We can go here. And this one is super interesting because this is a Biden voter. And this is the first ever Biden voter I've seen on Twitter with like more than 30 followers, right? This woman has 15,000 followers and 200,000 tweets. I swear these people live on Twitter. Have you seen some of these people? Like this guy, right? Jose. I just pulled this up. I pulled this stuff up this morning. And he tweeted 25 minutes ago, 2 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago. He's always online. Always online. And there's people who like you go to their Twitter page, it'll be like 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. Like, holy crap, dude. Do you not have literally anything else to do in your life? I guess not. But anyways, I'm running off on a tangent. This is Lisa. What does Lisa have to say? This is the most offensive trash ever written. This type of thinking acts as if trans people are not human, and that the only consideration should be the journey of hateful, flawed, straight white men. This is a very definition of straight white supremacy, the Bernie left. And it goes on and on where she talks about, I don't know, like voting for Biden because that's cool, and talking about like how Bernie sucks because he breathes. So what is this? Apparently this was written, I'm not sure by who, but it's like a little snippet of an article. I'm sure your title is ironic, but may I tell you how I trolled a Bernie campaigner today? Go ahead, bud. Tell me how you trolled a Bernie campaigner today. So I'm not sure who wrote this little snippet. But apparently the story was called How We Beat the Right. So this says Joe Rogan has some views on trans issues that anyone on the left should oppose. This seems like a pretty good start for someone. It seems pretty disparate from the description that is the most offensive trash ever written, where they, in the first sentence, the hook sentence that I learned of in like 5th grade when writing a 3.5 essay, the hook sentence, which is, we should not have the same views of trans people that Joe Rogan has. Like I said, I have no clue what views Rogan actually holds, but chill. Unfortunately, it's a view held by a lot of the country. True. So in the first 2 sentences, completely debunks what they said. And if you go even further, I'm pretty sure, let's look at the last sentence. We don't have to read the whole thing. Where's the start? Is the run-on sentence? Where's the period? Where's the period in here? Oh my gosh. There's no period. It's a horrible sentence. Oh no. Americans who have reactionary views on the least of the issues moralistically condemn them for those views and whether they are welcome and with open and compassion, while we continue to educate them while sticking to our own principles. Now, I don't know about you, but welcoming someone in who doesn't agree with you completely on a certain issue while not compromising on any of your views sounds exactly what political advocacy is. But what'd you say? I was texted by one today. Guess the school gave them my number. Anyways, I proceeded to give him 3 choices. 1, defend free market. 2, populist right argument. 3, call him a dirty... Okay. The wonderful ways of National Socialist Party. Oh, okay. I see. Well, I mean, we probably don't agree on anything, but nice work, bud. You really got him. Bet that one threw him for a tizzy. So I'm not sure what they read, but what I read was someone like, hey, we can bring these sort of people in and try to educate them on what we believe while not compromising our views. But Abby here, who's opinionated, outspoken author, says, so let me get this straight. We beat the right by moving further right. So they say we beat the right by moving further right. While continuing to educate them and sticking to our own principles. Apparently, sticking to your own principles is moving right. News to me, buddy. Apparently, this is moving right. Thank you for writing this thread. Bernie is a toxic campaign, and they are disgusting. They have to be stopped. And this one, I was just really confused by. So there's this thing going around that they were like, Bernie hasn't been vetted. And I'm not sure what that really means, as in he hasn't been vetted. I mean, they did everything. He did everything that they wanted them to, right? Yeah, vetting Bernie. Apparently, Bernie hasn't been vetted. Glad to see folks in the mainstream finally vetting Bernie after letting him skate by for 4 years. He's been in the public eye for like 5 years. And I'm pretty sure that there's about everything you can say about him. But he's had a long history, so there's always more stuff you can pull, which is something that I found out. About that here. They can pull anything that they want out of their sleeve. It's like going to a Chris Angel concert. They just keep coming from nowhere, just zoop out of nowhere. 100%, pretty wild. I have the feeling that we're gonna be seeing a lot of Bernie Oppo this week. The Branch Bernardians, that's kind of a cool name. The Branch Bernardians are going to lose their minds. Team Biden better drop the hammer. Get over with it. Okay. I don't. Yeah, so apparently they don't think anyone has like ever said anything bad about Bernie or looked into any of his history ever. Legendary 2016 legendary article of labor and civil rights on immigration. Bernie Sanders is not who he says he is. Okay. Bigot Bernie, racist Bernie, never Bernie, xenophobic Bernie. Look, they're going. Biden is a real Democrat. Bernie voted like GOP on steroids. See, this is what I'm talking about. So they think that Bernie Sanders apparently is like a Republican, I guess. Real memers are not Bernie supporting. They're second tier for sure. Better than the mainstream left, though. I guess, brother, if you say so. I'm always a memeing and dreaming, so you can't stop me no matter what you think. So apparently this is her crack team. This is the A team. This is the A team of the Bernie vetting crew. And as we've seen so far, most likely the Bernie lying crew. More than anything else, most likely the Bernie lying crew. So who we got here? Sally Albright, oh my gosh, strategist, organizer. Who else? Tanisha, we got freaking Tanisha here. We got Doc Rocket, amazing. Propane Jane, 127,000. Christian Longhorn, liberal Democrat, Scorpio. Oh my, I bet Sanders is quaking in his freaking boots, my man. Look at this. Socialism is finally coming. He's getting all this free press. Receipts. We have the receipts. He's got everything. I was just like, what am I reading, right? So for 5 years, Bernie Sanders has been in the public eye. And apparently, and a lot of that time has been running for president. So apparently they think that no one's ever looked into his history and no one knows yet, but there's this massive file of anti-Bernie news, just like as thick as the Bible, that they're just gonna drop on the drop on the scene, and all his support will evaporate when everybody finds out that he's like a liar, and he's actually Donald Trump in a skin suit. That's who he really is. He's actually Donald Trump. See, like they compare it to like assembling the X-Men. They've got receipts. I'm working on a master list of articles. Email your Gmail to BernieReceipts@gmail.com. Who posted my Bernie receipts on Twitter.com? Look at him. Look, it's Bernie. Look, it's freaking gun control. Can you even imagine that a senator from Vermont has not what we would call the best gun control history? Who'd have thunk it, dude? Who'd have ever thunk it? Not I. So this is it's just really weird. There's one thing in here. This is what I was looking for. With 193 favorites, your favorite receipt. This is their favorite receipt. So this is their gold play, right? My favorite receipt is that Bernie isn't even the top 10 most progressive senators based on his voting record. He's not even the top 3 of senators who voted against Trump's policies. Warren, Gillibrand, and Merkley all beat him. Okay, and then he links to this called Progressive Punch. And I was really interested in this because I've never heard of a Progressive Punch before. Right? So we go here, and it's called Progressive Punch. And what they're about is that they compile all the votes that the Senate and the House have done for a couple years back, long while. And they have a list of 13 hardcore, what they would call progressive senators. Yes, with 100 senators, I'm so glad they did the math for me. 13 senators is 13%. Thank you so much. And 33 hardcore progressive United States representatives. So I have absolutely no clue who these people are. I'm pretty sure they don't name names. Oh, here we go. So we have super hardcore progressive members. We have Chris Van Hallen, Jack Reed, Sherrod Brown, Cory Booker. Massive, incredible senators. Amazing. Kamala Harris, Al Franken, Kamala Harris, and Cory Booker are just 3 of the people on here who are hardcore progressive senators. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that these 3 would not be what most people who are rational when thinking about progressive politics would call hardcore progressive senators. Now, are they progressive on a couple of issues? Probably. Cory Booker and Kamala Harris aren't even for Medicare for all? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So what they do, Nancy Pelosi is here. At least they have Pramila Jayapal. She's chill. But Nancy Pelosi is in here. They got AOC. That's chill, I guess. Which are like the base. And they take how these senators vote and then they compare it to everybody else to see how they vote. And this is how they get the number that Warren and Merkley and Markey and Harris are more progressive than Sanders, who they said is not even top 10. Not even top 10. He's here in 7. So what have we found out so far? They can't read, and apparently they also can't count. So, and they also can't, they have terrible like audio comprehension. They can't listen. So they can't read, they can't listen, and they can't count. And we're supposed to rely on these people to be our patron saints of the progressive movement. So this is what we have. And just to show how flawed this system is, we have this right here. And I just looked up Sanders' Sanders's like a part in this, right? So Church's campaign. So what this is the erosion of the separation between church and state. The separation between church and state. And it won. And this was apparently the progressive this apparently was the progressive like position, was to erode the separation between church and state. This is the progressive position according to this. So I don't know about you, Chief, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So very interesting. I wonder what her crack team of amazing anti-Bernie bros is gonna do. I mean, Hillary supporters had to rebuke not Hillary herself. In 2016, it wasn't Trump supporters who won Clinton. Trump supporters who won that Clinton had to constantly rebuke. It was Sanders supporters, who we know now are Russian disinformation accounts. All right, we're gonna close this one out. We're just gonna cleanse ourselves from this one. Also, there's this, and this is a black person, and as you know, I'm the only black person on Twitch. Remember that. I'm the only black person on Twitch. I'm purebred, okay? Pedigree. I have my papers. Purebred. African American here, all right? So I'm not going to be shown up by any has-been, purple-haired. I'm not sure what else to say. I don't want to say anything else. Never mind. Because I'm not sure if I can say the N-word without getting banned. So I'm just not going to. We're going to get into the N-word in a little bit. So I hope you... I hope it doesn't get me banned. Anyways, burners don't want you to watch this clip, so watch it. So this is it. This is the Oppo research that is finally coming through with Bernie Sanders surging, absolutely surging, in Iowa and New Hampshire. It's finally time for the never Bernie crowd to release their opposition research. This clip has no audio, and it's also cropped horribly. So let's see what this is about. This is about Brianna Joy Gray, and I only know it's Brianna. I thought it was Rihanna. I only know it's Brianna because someone said it in the down here in the comment section. This is Brianna Joy Gray, and apparently she voted for Jill Stein last time. I guess it says I voted for Jill Stein, third party in 2016. That's right. You heard me. Motherfucking Stein. I don't know. It says something weird, but okay. Can you even imagine a world? Imagine for a second, lose every notion that you have about the universe that you live in now, and I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think. I want you to think real hard and create a world in your head where Bernie Sanders, the Bernie Sanders campaign. Oh no. The Bernie Sanders campaign appeals to people who voted third party in 2016. Can you even imagine that? I can't. Oh my gosh. Who knew? Who knew that people who voted third party may like people like Sanders? May like people like Trump? Who knows? Incredible. I never thought of this. There is no sound. This makes me laugh every time I see it. It's so comedy. It makes me sick. Has Jill Stein decided to step out of her Russian crypt yet? She's so proud. I can't watch this. I might cringe to death. This is apparently the massive cringe. The big cringe. What happened? Yeah, like, oh no, I don't like that one. Just pretty dumb vote. Like, I mean, okay, she's demented. Hell yeah, meme stream. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? How's it going? I'm just reading mean Bernie tweets because they're just really funny. What's going on? So with this all aside, right? We've seen it all. Joe Rogan is basically Bernie Sanders, and they all hate black people. We've seen the hypocrisy that isn't actually hypocrisy. We've already seen the Bernie left is prepping you for fascism take. All of these takes pale in comparison to what I'm about to show you. Not any like anime boobies. Those are mine. You can't have them. Right here. Right here. Absolutely vibing, my guy. Right here is truly the god tier Clinton voter take. There's nothing higher than this. They've ascended. This is ultra instinct Clinton voter. This is all for one Clinton voter. Powered up to max. If Bernie becomes the nominee, it's going to be the choice between a white working class. I need another voice. If Bernie becomes the nominee, it's gonna be a choice between a white working class centering, identity politics hating, N-word using, Russia interference denying chaos agent, and Trump. Truly, the god tier Clinton voter take. Still Malding. What a fucking liar, dude. What a Weasley little liar, dude. Holy shit, dude. Holy fucking shit, dude. Literally lying. Still lying. I didn't have like the Google sound like noise. I wish I did, but I don't want to beat my computer to get one. Absolutely, my guy. I can't vote for him. So this is, we've ascended from the I hate Sanders, but I'll vote for him, to I'm not sure, he like ruined everything in my life, to he's actually worse than Trump. We've reached Bernie Sanders is worse than Trump when it comes to racism. We've done it. I really dislike Bernie for personal reasons. Personal reasons is like someone who has like a rose in their Twitter handle said a mean thing about her when she said something dumb. Or he, my bad. Bottoms for Warren. Oh, my bad. Probably vote for him over Joe Biden. Bernie is a non-starter for me. Yeah, but I'd vote for Biden in the general. I wouldn't for Bernie. Oh, let's see. So vote blue no matter who's a lie. It's always been a lie, brother. Yeah, heck yeah, he's a gamer. Did you know he live streams on Twitch? I'm not sure if you knew that, but yeah, he's a gamer. Come on now. He has his own podcast. I think he did play a game actually. He's okay in my book. That's all I'm saying. Who said we're gonna vote blue no matter who? I never signed on to that crap. It's mostly by progressives who started that. Yeah, it's 100% the centrist mantra. I would never have believed those tiny pockets who said healthcare is everyone. Yikes. Yikes. Voting for Bernie. So the thing that I didn't care about anything else that said here, white working class centering. White working class is a very important demographic, especially the one that Clinton didn't even care about and what lost her the vote in 2016 when she didn't even campaign in the Rust Belt after she won the general. What an idiot. What an absolute buffoon. Right? And then she lost, and then these guys blame Bernie because he decides to like keep breathing and he's not dead yet. I didn't care about that. Identity politics hating. I really don't care about this either. Identity politics used by really dumb progressives and used by regular IQ establishment people is very bad and unhelpful for understanding intersectional dynamics in the world. Like, I don't know if we all remember. Do we remember this? But it was when AOC finally endorsed Bernie at a rally, and there was this like black lady who works for the New York Times. Also, Ace Gaming 13. I really appreciate that follow. Thank you so much. I'm live every single day. Well, I try to be live every single day on Twitch, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. So catch me live. Hopefully I'll be live earlier than this tomorrow. So, but yeah, like there was she worked for the New York Times or whatever, and she sat down with AOC and Bernie, and she was like, so with like a woman and a black person and a gay person running, why did you decide to endorse the white old guy. Like, excuse me? How is that even important? Well, they were both just sitting there, and she was just like, I can't even comprehend this question right now. And she backhanded it perfectly, but still, what an absolutely dumb question to ask. Why does it even matter what race or age he is? Well, I guess the age, if he's like 93, it comes to be like a little issue. He's a little old. I'll give you that one. But and yeah, that, not only that, he's Jewish. My boy, but it was like a massive thing when JFK was the first Catholic president. Like, I think it's gonna be a pretty chill thing if we get our first Jewish president. That sounds cool to me. It's not nearly top 5 on my list of things that I want to happen this election cycle. Not top 10, not 15, probably not even top 50. But that's cool. No, I'm not gay, all right? I'm omnisexual. No, I'm not gay, but yeah, people like me. Yeah, 100%. You need to stay far away from identity. You need to stay far away from any politics relating to race. Listen, I'm just gonna tell you that right now. You got a whole lot of ideas in your head, and honestly, I don't like many of them. Are your best friends like you? Oh, that's chill. Well, Godspeed to your friend. Godspeed. And God bless. Also, thanks for being here. I appreciate you being here. So, done with identity politics, right? Russia interference denying, chaos agent. We all need a vibe check. We all need a vibe check. Oh, he likes me. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I appreciate it. I don't know, we can play a game together sometime, I guess. I am single, but I'm not looking for a male partner. The only male partner that I've got, okay? The only male partner that I've got in my life is my dog, and I love him, and he loves me as well. I come home, I open the door, he wags his tail, he sits next to me, he's like, "Hello, father. Welcome home. I have missed you, father." That's my only male companion, okay? We don't have friends here. Welcome to the meme cave. Leave the friends at the door. But I also don't care about the Russia interference denying, apparently. Yeah, your right hand. That's your right hand. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Henderson. There you go. Pamela Henderson. There you go. My bad. Almost forgot her name. Sorry. But the one that I was about was N-word using. Now, as I stated before, I told you that these ex-Clinton hate bots on here, like Jose, like Joe's here, will come up with literally anything to try and take him down. They lie, they steal, they cheat, they may even rape just to make sure that Bernie Sanders loses this primary. So, N-word using was really interesting to me because I've never heard this one. I've heard a lot of the things that they throw at him, but I've never heard this one before. So I wanted to look into it. And apparently, this is where it comes from. And what Sanders said was, "I'm not going to be niggardly about funding daycare." This was Bernie Sanders back in 1986. And yeah, but this is what happened. He used the word, right? And it's niggardly, which I've never heard of in my entire life. In my 21 years of existence, I've never come across this word, which is, saying something, because I've come across every word in the English language and I use all of them. But you could check but this is Cody Johnson. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, I've never heard of it either. I'm gonna explain to you why you've never heard of it. But Bernie's traveled to Africa a couple times. I guess he picked it up there. You could check with the NAACP about this incident 13 years later. So this is real. This is a really interesting article snippet. It is a massive brain word. It's like it's like using the word it's like using the F slur. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not sure if I'm gonna get banned. I'm not gonna say it, but it's like using the F slur, but now you only use it to refer to a bundle of sticks, and that's it. But the most important quote here, we don't have to read through all of this. Deplored the offense that had been taken at Howard's use of the word, and this is speaking of the word niggardly. And it says, "You hate to think you have to censor your language to meet other people's lack of understanding." So I think we can run with this one here. You don't have to censor your language just because other people are too ignorant to understand it. And it's really funny because I love these Twitter libs who come in and be like, well, I would have accepted this information if a black person would have sold it to me. But Mr. White Boy Cody Johnson here, I'm not sure if I can accept that one. Thank goodness for white men explaining that black people are too ignorant if they're offended by the word niggardly. Ugh, only Bernie bros. Ma'am, are you familiar with the NAACP? She's probably not. So yes, this is the word we're talking about, that he refers to Bernie Sanders using the N-word, right? Because when he said that, I was like, has something gone over my head? Has the Oppo research against Bernie Sanders finally found something to destroy his campaign? Back in 1986, he actually called, like, I don't know, like a little kid in like some project setting, like up in Vermont, one of the 10 black people who live in Vermont. He called one of them the N-word or something. I was like, oh no, my heart was beating out of my chest. But then I remembered, yes. My IQ is higher than the fridge temperature upstairs, so I can figure this out. So what I did was do a highly advanced move, and it's called Google. So I Googled this, and here's what comes up. Here's the word, and it means grudgingly, meaning about spending or granting. So what this means is it's basically synonymous with the term penny pinching. That's what it is. It means to be penny pinching, right? And I was like, well, I mean, that makes perfect sense in the context. I'm not going to be pinching any pennies when it comes to funding daycare, when he was talking about running in Vermont, which sounds kind of chill to me. And the reason why none of us have heard of this word in our entire lives is because it's Afrikaans. Ooh. Afrikaans. Oh, did that play? It didn't play. Oh, why is it not playing? Is it shut down? I don't know. Whatever. It's Afrikaans, which is a South African language that is a derivative of Dutch from Protestant settlers back in the 1700s, right? Yeah, after you say this, it makes sense. Yeah, because this is what they do, right? What they want to do is spin the narrative from Bernie Sanders used the word that we're not necessarily comfortable with, and it's really close to a derogatory term in its sound, to Bernie Sanders literally used the N-word. And we can all assume, probably if we're talking about it, that he used the N-word in probably a bad way, which he 100% did not. So this is Afrikaans, and we can go even further, right? Because I think we can go back. Yeah, here we go. Controversy around this word, the etymology, and we can look at this. It's even more interesting when your IQ is higher than like 30. Niggardly is derived from the word niggard, which means stingingly or miserly, and miserly means to be super frugal with your money. Is derived from the Middle English word of niggard, with one G, which is probably derived from the Old Norse nogger or something. I'm pretty sure you don't pronounce the H. So 100% disconnected from the N-word. 100% disconnected from the N-word. It's not like negro where with like Spanish. It's just insane what they'll do to try and take this guy down. They hate him. They're sitting there. They're Malding. He can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it. Somebody has to stop Sanders. He took down Clinton's campaign. A CNN poll. Finally, something to take me out of my stupor. I was just so transfixed by how people could still be voting for Bernie Sanders when obviously he has used the N-word and he hates identity politics and he likes the working class and he's a chaos agent. What he's leading nationally in a CNN poll? No, this can't be true. No, this can't be true. No. Oh, where is it? Well, that's wrong. Oh, did I? Oh, deleted it. But he's leading in Iowa. He's leading in New Hampshire. What's going on? Somebody has to stop him. Yeah, and he steals. And he walks into the break room. He's that worker who walks into the break room and steals your iPhone. He steals iPhone chargers. Yeah, he also kicks. He also goes to the beach and kicks sand in little kids. Kicks over little kids' sandcastles at the beach, and he also doesn't help homeless people across old ladies across the road. He also does that. It's pretty crazy. He jaywalks. Did you know that? Insane. So within one Google search of the word, the first thing that pops up completely disregards, completely debunks him using the N-word here. Like I said, I don't care about anything else here. It's just meaningless drivel from a loser. When did Bernie use the N-word? Check my tweets. I posted it again today. Many times in his own book, Why Do Supporters Know Nothing About Who He Is? Can you at this point, I'm not even above thinking at these people when they say the N-word. Bernie Sanders says like a ninja or something. Or he uses the word not. And they try to just spin this as him. Oh, he said the N-word. Oh, where? You see, right here, where he said night. We got him, boys. The dream team, Bernie Sanders Oppo research is finally coming through. This is how the Democratic Party has been for years, though. Liberalized, democratic. Let's say Republican people been doing whatever to destroy the people who don't like Trump. They don't like him. Whole term you saw, especially on CNN. Everybody wrong. Yeah, but this isn't special to the left wing. And I'm gonna show you here in a quick little clip. I don't know how to spell his name, but I'm not sure if I can find it super quick. But so here's just a couple things that they said about Obama when he was in office, right? They jumped on him for wearing a tan suit. This was an actual controversy. They jumped on him for wearing a tan suit. They jumped on him for asking for Dijon mustard on his burger. Hannity made a 10-minute segment on his show talking about how Obama was disconnected from the American working class because he asked for Dijon mustard on his cheeseburger. this isn't special, right? They did the same thing with Trump. Well, I'm talking about the right here. The right did the same thing with Trump when they didn't want him to win. It was all about Cruz. It was all about Rubio. And here's like this glorified car salesman Trump who acts like a buffoon, whose brain is literally dripping out of his ear. You can see it, but he throws like below the belt punches at the other guys on stage, and they have no clue what to do about it. This is what they do all the time. And they just switched over and we're like, oh yeah, he's our guy now because he's winning. Because a lot of the times when it comes to the right, they're way better at, for one, rhetoric, and they're way better at consolidating to make sure that they win. Yeah, Obama bougie. Yeah, Obama's really bougie. Can you even imagine being so disconnected from the American worker that you would actually ask for Dijon mustard on your burger? Holy crap. Get Bill Gates in here. He probably knows more about me than Obama does. I don't even own a suit. Tan suit? Okay, rich guy. Chill out. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Oh yes, and I'm pretty sure they're like, and I'm pretty sure that mustard is really spicy. But no, CNN bad. Fox News is actually brain cancer. It actually gives people brain cancer. This is true. You can look it up. You can Google it. Fox News gives people brain cancer. It also molests children. If you didn't know that, yes, that's true. It's not a meme. That's true. Fox News is actually banned in many European countries for being propaganda. So while I do hate CNN and MSNBC, they are better than Fox News, and they'll always be better than Fox News. As in like being correct and being impartial, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember, a lot of the Fox shows aren't categorized under news legally because they're just like opinion pieces, right? Like Tommy Lauren's, what is it? Tommy Lauren's show, like last word or whatever it is, the blonde bimbo, it's just like her ranting and raving, and being really mad when people say that poor people should get health care, and she says like, but what about Venezuela? You need a mixer? Do you get paid for Sparks? Probably not. I'd say probably not when it comes to that. So, but you can throw them my way, buddy, and I'll I don't know, I'll love them. I'll give them a hug, and then I'll put them away. But yeah, I appreciate it. Except BBC, but you're American. Oh, thanks for the sparks. Thank you. Oh, it's a panda. Look at that. It's all coming together. Well, this is true. I don't want to fall into the both sides are bad memes, right? Because those are bad memes. I think we can say that Fox is bad and CNN is bad and Breitbart is bad and MSNBC is bad, while 100% maintaining that Fox and the right are far worse and do far more damage to public discourse than CNN and NBC could possibly ever dream of doing. I'll take that to the day I die. I'll believe that. Yes, Mega Brain. Yeah, I'm having every single day on here, Splat. I'm having a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Also, thank you so much, guys, for the sparks. I really, really appreciate that. What is that? What is that? Oh, it's like a little fist. It's a snake. When I move out, I am moving out sometime soon. I'm saving up to make sure I move out. I do want to get out of here. I was gonna get my own little apartment with some friends, and when I move out, for one, I gotta take my dog because, like I said, he's my only male partner. You gotta keep that masculine energy going. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta keep that testosterone flowing. I'm gonna get that, and I'm also gonna get a snake. You're better because people say so? Heck yeah, brother. Everybody is cringy except for me, and I'm always right. Remember it. Never let anybody take that away from you. But what I want to also do is look at Real Clear. Frog. Look at Real Clear because it's been super interesting lately. Right now, Biden is leading by 5.3, which is actually pretty crazy. When we look back, where Biden was plus 10, Biden was plus 14, way back here, Biden plus 16, right? When he's up in 32, and he's just been falling and falling and falling since. He's just been on a steady decline since about the start of the year. And he's just been falling and falling and falling and falling. 8%, 7%, 6%, 5%. If this keeps going and Sanders starts to really catch up, because we still got a week. We still have a week from last week. So he's jumped up 3 points in a week. So he's now at 23. If he gets up to 26%, which is within 2 points of Biden, that's most likely within the margin of error of most polls. That's going to be pretty crazy. You thought I was going to get it. I am getting frogs. I want to name one like Leviticus or something sick like that. Or like Spartacus. I don't know about that. Chat, think of some frog names for me, okay? You have an interesting question for me? Throw it my way, buddy. I love interesting questions. I'm even open to getting into a Discord call, maybe, depending on what we're gonna talk about. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. But yeah, shoot it my way, bud. I have to look. Oh, while we're doing that, I'll make sure I get a little bit of music. Living Flytrap. Me. Every single day. Man, I can't. I'm so glad we don't have flies here in the winter. Can you imagine winter flies? How resilient they'd be? You couldn't kill them. You absolutely couldn't kill them. I still hate this radically moderate guy. I hate him so much. He's so dumb. Always cumin. Solatus? Is that how I pronounce it? Solatus? Grew up in the Crater area, more conservative Democrat. His party has changed. I remember 30 years ago. Do you see the Democratic Party continuing for truth, leaving people like me behind? People more conservative than Democrats like me. Well, really interesting. He grew up more of as a conservative Democrat. I do see right now, right? The Tea Party, yeah, also you can throw me a question. I can get to it just after this. The Tea Party was dragging the Republicans much farther right than they were even 10 years ago, right? And now we have the Bernie wing and the Bernie Democrats pulling the party begrudgingly, mind you, very begrudgingly, much more begrudgingly than Jim Jordan and his Ted Cruz and his Tea Party was pulling the Republicans to the right, Bernie and AOC and the Squad and everything. Premier Jayapal, all them slowly dragging the party to the left, I think is just inevitable as millennials start to get to be a bigger chunk of the voting population, and as Gen Z, which has been shown to be pretty on par with millennials when it comes to almost every important issue, seem to be moving. And these are the two groups that are going to be oh, thank you so much for the follow, Darkness 5632. I really appreciate that, bud. Seem to be the group that's going to be, taking over the reins once the Silent Gen and Boomers and stuff make their passing. I feel like instead of thinking of it as being more moderate, because everything I think is going to start shifting to the left, because with the Democrats are moving in a direction the country is going, the whole country is going to be shifting left. Just by Bernie Sanders running in 2016, the Overton window has shifted extremely far to the left. It did a lot with when Obama came in, to a lesser extent, but to a greater extent when Sanders came on the scene. And today, even if he wins, even if he doesn't win, it's still gonna move, be shifting. He started something that I highly doubt can be stopped. So everything is gonna be moving to the left, right? And the Republicans have to as well, or else they're going to be left behind. We're already seeing it with Texas turning blue, with Virginia turning blue. South Carolina is pretty dangerously becoming blue. Arizona is now a place that Democrats can look at in can really start to fight for in presidential elections. Georgia, even Mississippi. These places are lots of places around the country are starting to be moving more left. I think it depends on where you are conservative to see what is going to work for you, and that's just what I have to say about that. It's not, I don't know if I can give you like a super simple answer. For me personally, I'd say I'm like disaffected left-wing person, so I don't really feel strongly with the Democratic Party at all. I just think it depends. Texas is blue. Texas is turning blue. Texas is going to be blue in the next couple of years. I would say we can see a blue Texas in 2024 or 2026. We can see a blue Texas in 2024 or 2026. Mark my words. Write it down. Write it down in the history books. It's I don't know if you saw the last election, but Beto O'Rourke lost to Ted Cruz, and this is a general election, statewide election. He lost by only a couple thousand votes. It wasn't crazy. It was like a 3-point loss. But let me get to Ace Gaming's question, and then I'll get right back to you, Darkness. Didn't the meaning of the Democratic and Republican Party switch, and what it started was defined as? It depends on what you mean by switch. The country's become a lot more polarized, because I think a lot of people, the things that I can pull up are, right, like we've had really bad presidents who don't conform to what we think of a Democratic president today would look like. Let me see. I don't want to lie to you guys. Right. So Andrew Jackson, right, who was the perpetrator of the, oh, you are from Texas, that's chill. Andrew Jackson, which was the perpetrator of the Trail of Tears, rounding up and moving hundreds of thousands of Native Americans away from their like homelands, against the Supreme Court, mind you. He was from the Democratic Party, right? And a lot of places in the South were heavily Democrat, and those were just pretty bad, pretty racist. And a lot of places in the North were Republican. But what's important to realize, and still today, politics is less about party and more about region, right? We can trace back voting patterns from counties today based on what the slave population was back in the 1800s. We can trace back voting patterns and they'll look exactly the same. That's crazy. Numbers has changed with the racism throughout the parties. Listen, there's racism everywhere, bud. Okay, they're just mad because I'm purebred. All right, full pedigree African American. Okay, I got them good genes. All right, they're scared of me. I'm fine. I'm gonna take over the world, but you didn't hear from me. The revolution is starting. But yeah, it was more based on region than it was a political party. And lots of things changed. So like the Democratic Party went from like the party of the slaveholders back in the 1800s to the ones who are pushing for the most civil rights in the 60s and 70s and further on. So lots of things changed. I have different views of my party. For one thing, I'm not liberal by any means, but I am open to a candidate like Bernie. But as someone who aligns more with the conservative side, I'm worried that progressive values and liberal ideas are forcing out more centrist and moderate ideas than the Democrats once had. I guess it depends. I see a lot of moderates warming up to people like Bernie, who seems like the furthest from what they believe, because there's a lot of pain and struggle in this country, and someone who's has plans that wants to fix it can appeal to more people than just the ones who are super politically aligned with them, right? People don't like to admit it, but like progressives and even like neo-Nazis and white supremacists agree on more issues than progressives and your regular Fox News viewer would probably agree on issues. And most of those issues are like economic, and most of those issues are we see the same problems and we understand the same problems, but we fight for much different solutions. So I guess it just depends. And like you said, you're open to a candidate like Bernie. Like I said, if you're just more conservative, I think as the parties move, the Republican Party is in maybe the next 10 years, 15 years is going to look like a tiny bit more conservative a version of what the Democratic Party is today. And maybe that can work for you. But I think hopefully in the upcoming future, we can look at a more of a coalition building party where hopefully party alignment matters a lot less than political ideas. I mean, remember FDR, who's one of my favorite presidents, besides the whole like Japanese internment thing, was from the Republican Party, right? And if those sorts of ideas can prop up in a party that was so aligned with corporate interest even back then, I think we can move to something that's near that. Having been near Texas, the misconception of Houston, only city slightly blue. Yeah, there's lots of big blue havens in Texas. I realize. I think Corpus Christi is one. Dallas is one. There's lots of other like little pockets of bright blue cities in there. I see 3 states flipping in 2020. My home state of Oregon, New Jersey, Connecticut. Oregon is an odd state. We're blue because lots of unions, mine jobs, outside of point. Lots of people are becoming fed up with radical politics. I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean by radical politics. I'm not sure if I'd consider Bernie to be radical. It depends on what you mean by radical. He's radical in the sense that he's way different than what the establishment is like, but he aligns more with what regular people think than I think a lot of people can give him credit for. But I guess in a sense he's definitely radical. I think more people are fed up with the polarization and having one party have to have control of both chambers of Congress or both chambers of the state legislature to get anything done, right? Because now hundreds of bills are sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk that he just doesn't want to do anything with. I want to make sure I get to all of these. You think Oregon will flip red? I don't know. I highly doubt that with Oregon. But I guess it's only time will tell. I think the map will look almost exactly the same. If we get Bernie in, I think the map will almost look exactly the same. And what he'll be picking up is going to be, what he'll have to pick up is going to be the Rust Belt. And then it's going to be it. I think it's just going to be an election about the Rust Belt. And that's it. That's it. Because honestly, that's all they really need to worry about. Yeah, carbonated water for the win. I'm not sure if you're still here, but yeah, I was rambling a lot, but yeah, they were the party of the KKK, but I couldn't care less about that. New Jersey and Connecticut. JFK would be called an alt-right Nazi by the DNC. Heck yeah, brother. And we'd put him in the gulag. That's what I'm saying. Ooh, put JFK in the gulag. You like streamers like you who are open and honest. Seems like Twitch community is very toxic when it comes to political ideas. That's why I followed you. Most streamers seem to be very closed-minded. Yeah, I've seen a lot of. I'm trying to change my terminology. All right, I've been inundated with a streaming community that talks a lot about ableism, and they talked a lot about like language. So I'm trying to use less language like psycho and insane. Well, probably not. I'll probably keep using insane, but like things like psycho or like using depressed where I could just use very sad, things like that. I'll try to change that. So I'm trying. That's if I'm thinking. That's probably it. That I'm trying to like figure out other words to use. But yeah, it's insane how lots of people are just gonna sit on here and use this as a soapbox to just talk about their issues. I like to talk about issues with people. People disagree with me. There's lots of people who come in here just talking about wild things, and I like to talk about it. It's just fun. It's just fun to me. I'm pretty firm in my political beliefs, but definitely if there's anything I hate more than like a full litter box, it's being wrong. So if I see something that I'm not up to date on and I'm wrong about something, I'll 100% be more than happy to change my views to be right. I love being right. I love being right more than anything else. And by radical, you mean like single payer healthcare and doing nothing to stop the homeless. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I'd say like single payer healthcare is like super radical. The country's been moving towards a single payer healthcare system for a long time. But yeah, definitely it could be a sense of radical for someone. I think it's Joe. Still got 250,000 sparks. Bro, these sparks just keep coming. Also, thank you so much for those 100 sparks. You guys know about that Bad Bunny chick? Yeah, I do know about that Bad Bunny chick. It's really crazy. When I started joining, I wanted to start networking more to help me grow. And I started talking to this a couple streamers, and I'm now one step removed from Bad Bunny. I'm one step removed from Bad Bunny. I talked to her friend. So yeah, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Super crazy. A lot of people don't understand is that most of America is in cities like everyone. To me, we will enjoy hunting, shooting in our properties. Everyone. Means gun control so controversial. Oh, 100%. I think a lot of times, lots of people in cities just think about themselves. You can see this a lot in New York, right? A lot of things fail in New York or fail upstate New Yorkers so much because people in New York City just think this city is all New York is. There's lots of places in New York where the style of living and the way they live and the way of life is way different, that is not compatible to a more rural lifestyle. I 100% agree with this, and I don't believe that cities should 100% dominate a state. I think that municipalities should have a better role, but it's so hard because you see a lot of times that municipal governments are so easily corrupted. It just ruins places. Like here in Kentucky, we didn't get our Medicaid expansion, and we almost got it revoked. And I'm pretty sure I didn't keep up with it entirely, but a lot of people are hurt by that because lots of pharmaceutical interests poured into the state, and it's really bad. Yeah. Joe Filthy. Bad Bunny is an interesting character. I heard that a lot of her things where she says like $5 a month. $5. Where's my $5? I like they say some of that is joking, and definitely now that I rewatch some of the videos, you can see her like smiling under her breath, trying to keep it in. And you talk to a couple people from her community, they're like, yeah, this is more of an inside joke type of thing, right? I think some of it is serious. That's just me personally. That's over the years we know her character. Some of this is probably serious, and it's sad. And don't worry, bud. Lots of things can make us look bad. Single payer healthcare will never happen. All right, bud, don't worry about it. You don't need to get all the Republican senators out of Congress. I think we just need a 50-50 with a Dem president, and then we can do it. Bernie isn't getting a nomination. It's going to sound like conspiracy theory. I know. Yeah, they're going to be working. They're going to be working pretty hard against him. But at the end of the day, it's the people's votes that matter the most. The DNC can have a hand in things, and the DNC can rig it. That's why the most important thing is to get like a decisive victory. And it makes it almost impossible for the DNC to rig it. But I definitely think that we can get single payer healthcare. We just need to strong arm them. We were able to do it with the ACA. We can do it again. You mean the corrupt on both sides of the aisle, Joe? Yeah, like we said, they're corrupt on both sides of the aisle, but let's not get confused. The right is many times worse than the left can ever imagine to be. I do want to get back on track. And also, I'm not anti-gun. I want to get a gun sometime. I'm not anti-gun. I think we need reasonable gun control to help keep it out of the hands of people who are more likely to commit crimes. I think there's an easy middle ground, and we've been seeing this. We've been seeing this more and more with polling, where lots of even more rural people are starting to come around to like, hey, there are like some laws that we can put in place to help stop letting guns just be strewn around. I've only lived in big cities, and I know a lot of people that love fishing, hunting. Don't fuck with gun control. yeah, definitely. I'm not anti-gun. I think there's like a tasty, delicious little middle ground that we can take to help all of us reach our goals, right? There's no need to ban all guns. I don't think it's even possible. But there's we need to get by making sure people like Warren and Sanders stay in the indies for the try. They're trying that. Sanders has been back in well, it's Iowa, right? And Bernie has taken the lead in Iowa. So he's set up to really make a splash for the nomination, right? He's leading right now. He's leading in Iowa. Knock on wood. Leading in New Hampshire. And as far as we can see, it's going to stay that way. And if he caucuses, and with the Iowa caucus, Biden supporters are far less likely to, show up in caucus. Bernie could easily win Iowa. And he's looking like a shoo-in, leading by 7 points in New Hampshire. And usually people who win Iowa and New Hampshire go on to win the thing. But Bernie does have a trick up his sleeve. He has AOC. And we've been seeing AOC do a lot of work in Iowa. She does so much. She's been doing so much work in Iowa for him. It's crazy. If you see the type of crowds that she draws in Iowa, she's like, you'd think it's California. I'm telling you. The DNC doesn't want him. They're gonna try their hardest to knock him down. As I just showed you, the ex Clinton and the Kamala Harris voters are gonna try and take him down. They don't even want to vote for him. I hate Biden, and Biden hates millennials and Zoomers. So it's a mutually assured hatred. And I would probably, if I was in a swing state, I'd vote for him. You think Trump's in a shoo-in if Bernie wins? I just don't think that's true. He's polling really, just like from pure data, he's polling really well in the states that he needs. Now remember, if everything stays the same as it does from 2016, if Bernie gets in, he needs 2 states, and it's 2 of the Rust Belt states. So he needs 2/3 of the Rust Belt to secure the nomination. And the way he's polling there seems to be doing well. Oh, you're a Yang ganger. Oh, we got a Yang ganger. See, I was like, there's something interesting about this Joe Filthy guy. There's something really interesting about this Joe Filthy guy, but I couldn't put my hand on it. Couldn't put my finger on it. He's a Yang voter. There you go. It all falls into place now. Oh yeah, definitely. You're 16, but when you're 14, you went to a gun trust. You fully automatic. Went to legally, same. Obviously. Yeah, for one, someone who's polling 3%, I highly doubt he's gonna be the president. I just don't see him. I don't think I can get anything. Yeah, and I'm not hating on that. I see Yang. I spend a little bit of time in like Yang places. There's this one channel. They're called Problem Solver Politics. I don't agree with everything that they talk about. They got like a Republican on there who's like, I love Yang, and then there's like the other dude, like the like mild mannered dude who's like, all right, let's not get too excited, okay? It's an interesting dynamic, but I don't see anything from Yang that I can't get from Bernie, except for like the freedom dividend. I think at a time, a UBI sounds good. It just depends on how it's implemented. I'm not all for the way Yang wants to implement it, but that's just me. Despite being posted on IG, but I know they're true super Dallas. Yeah, I highly doubt Yang has the best chance. Honestly, for me, the only states I'm looking at are the Rust Belt. Every state is gonna stay the same. I'd bet on it that every state's gonna stay the same except for the Rust Belt. It's all just in the Rust Belt. I mean, yeah, you can not vote, I guess. Do your thing, buddy. Yeah, but say something. You think she's gonna jump in the race? She's gonna do something that great? She does. You know what? She does have the ego to jump into the race at the last moment and be like, haha, I have arrived. It is I. It will be her like super villain entrance. It will be like when the Undertaker makes this like a surprise entrance, and it's gonna be her at the Iowa caucus, like at a polling booth, some like closet is gonna start billowing smoke, and she's gonna kick the door down, and it's gonna be all of her like Twitter lib followers just like crashing a Bernie Sanders speech, and she's gonna walk out with like a cape carried by like small children who she's saved from Jeffrey Epstein, and she's gonna be like, all right, finally I have arrived. You thought you saw the last of me, Bernard. Check the rate at how Yang's been rising over the last year. His rate is the fastest, which means his popularity has been growing. And like I said, Yang doesn't win. Maybe. I don't know. I guess it just depends. He has to expand his coalition. People of color seems to be a demographic he's actually like really struggling with, for one. And he has a base. He's in a really weird spot because he doesn't consolidate the base that is the disaffected voter, and he doesn't consolidate the base of like moderates either. So he's in this like weird space where he's like got parts of like everything but nothing really to bring together to like snowball into a movement, because that's what Bernie had. He was able to snowball into a movement. Right now I just don't see Sanders doing that. I don't see Yang doing that, but you know, time will tell. I could always be wrong. Yeah, people still hate Hillary for good reason. I'm not like a super big Star Wars fan personally. I just played you missed it, but I just finished Fallen Order, and that was a really good game. I haven't watched any real Star Wars movies, especially the new ones, but Fallen Order was like an extremely good game. Yeah, she can't win, but he's saying she'll just jump in for the fun of it. I mean, Bloomberg when did Steyer and Bloomberg jump in? They jumped in like a month ago, right? They're just like, I'm just gonna go in. And one of them, I forget which one, I think it's Bloomberg. He's not even taking donations. He's just like, I'm just gonna get in. I'm just gonna get in right now. I was bored. I was tired of counting all of my money and living in my like super mansion that's also like the size of like a Mississippi county. And today I'll just like, today I'll just run for president. Who cares? I'm bored. Let's look at where's the Yang bar? We're gonna open this back up because he did say to look at the rate Yang's been growing at. And honestly, for me, it wasn't anything super impressive, but we could always look back at it. Maybe I missed something, right? So here he is, right? He's at 4.7, which I will say is pretty good for him. That's pretty good for him. Several states out there can still get on the ballot. Yeah. I mean, she could. I highly doubt she will. You met Bernie Sanders in Vermont, he killed you? Yeah, same. I met Bernie too, and he spat on my shoe, and he said I wasn't as cute as MLK as he remembered, because all black people look the same, and he left. He stormed off, actually on his gas-powered Segway. It was a gas-powered Segway. Not only gas, it was diesel, actually. I actually choked on the smoke, and I had to go to the hospital. And I couldn't pay for the medical bills, so it's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. Bernie Sanders is a pretty bad guy if you ever think about it. And thanks for being here, Mecca. So we got a Yang ganger in chat, right? So I don't hate Yang. I just don't care for him personally. So he had a really big peak in back here in October at 3.8, and he's kind of fallen down, and he's been like at 2.8. When I checked back up on him, he was at like 3.3, 3.5, and he has been slowly growing since about the 10th. He's been climbing and climbing. The boy's at 4.7%. He's almost at 5%. He's growing at a pretty substantial rate in the last couple of days. Not as fast as some other candidates, but yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that he seems like your average. And listen, I'm from New York, okay? I keep up with a little bit of New York politics, and Yang's he just seems like that regular New York kind of regular New York Democrat, honestly, and with a couple of interesting ideas. I feel like a lot of him is like super hyped up. He's super hyped up, and I don't think he lives to everything. No, he doesn't want to get rid of. See, the thing that I have with Yang, right, is that he says a lot of interesting. He makes a lot of descriptive statements about like, and this may be me just like not really knowing a super whole lot about him. But he has like a bunch of descriptive statements about the world, right? With automation and people losing their jobs, and like with trucking and everything. And this is true. In manufacturing, we do have to move affiliate incoming. Let's go, boys. That's great. We do have to move towards a more a service-based economy, because just other places are gonna start doing it. Ooh, if I become an affiliate, ooh, I'm excited, boy. That'd be pretty cool, actually. What was I saying? If we're gonna start having to move towards a more service-based economy, because China's picking up our manufacturing, and after China completely industrializes, Africa's gonna start picking up all of that. This is just going to happen, right? So what I'm saying is that he makes a lot of descriptive statements, and he's right. But I don't see the prescriptive statements he needs to fix it, right? When I see is just like, he's like, retraining doesn't work. We're not going to retrain these guys. We're going to tax automation. We're going to give them the freedom dividend. And then what? They lose their job and they sit on $1,000 a month until the day they die? Like at home, just like not working because they can't retrain. You know, we can't retrain them. We're going to stop retraining them. We're going to tax the automation, and then everyone's just going to be home with $1,000 a month, I guess. That doesn't seem like an actual fix. That seems more like a Band-Aid to me. You may have an answer for this, Joe. I know a lot of the Yang gangers. They got an answer for everything. So if you got an answer for that, hit me with it. Number one priority is people losing their jobs to automation. He's the only one talking about it. I think Sanders could do a whole lot more. Oh, we got an update. Oh, okay. I think Sanders could do a whole lot more. We're talking about automation and things like that. Definitely, I'll give you that 100%. It's something that's going to be very important. Oh, I didn't catch this. I swear a down box turns me off to the voter just because certain gender does not mean when yeah, I'll say that. Just because you have a certain gender, brother, does not mean I'm going to vote for you. 100%. Warren, even though she is a snake in the grass. Whew. Honestly, I love this thing. I was really angry when Warren came out with her like cheap shot. Also, thank you for the sparks. When Warren came out with her cheap shot against Yang's math is generally all over the place. You know what? A little bit. I don't want to say too much, okay? I don't know too much about Yang, but what was I saying? It was like a Julius Caesar moment, but like revamped. You know, every Caesar's just chilling, and then it's Warren, and it's CNN, and it's the New York Times, all with knives, about to stab him, and they right in his back when he's like shaking the hand. Et tu, Warren? right in the back. Get him in the kidney shot, while he's like shaking hands with like an elderly person who has to cut pills to make sure they can pay rent this month, and he falls to the ground. Yeah, okay, good. and they turn around. My work here is done. He's gone. And then it's like an anime scene, right? He rises up. He's like covering his wounds. He's like, "You think this is the end?" And he pulls out a knife and he starts hacking. And in the like fury of hacking and slashing back at them, they fall and the dust settles and it's only Sanders standing there, and he rises like a phoenix from the ashes to steal this nomination away from Sleepy Joe. That's what I hope happens. If you didn't know, I took French. I suck at French because this is the American education system, but I took French and I thought it was really cute. I met a really cute girl in French. She was nice. She's very nice. We studied French together. We did our homework together. She was cool. Didn't make a move though, because we're gamers, all right? And we don't know how to make moves. UBI will boost your local economies in ways you couldn't even imagine. It will also help people find jobs they're actually passionate about. Now, see, I agree with this. I think giving people more economic freedom will 100% open them up to starting businesses, going back to school, taking care of their kids. All of these things are great, but that doesn't fix the problem of automation that I brought up. I don't think that goes towards my comment that I made. Let me ask you this then. Could a man get away with running an identity politics campaign? I am a man, you vote for me. Basically, he does the male version of Hillary. Could that work? No, it couldn't. It's also kind of lame, right? Why would I vote for a guy? Why would I vote with another human being with a penis? I also have one. Why would I vote for somebody with the same gender as me? That sounds kind of gay, don't you think? I think we've had a lot of studies, Golang, we've had a lot of studies on UBI, and it seems not to affect, from the studies that I've seen personally. Now, you may have seen something else, but to me, from the studies that I've seen, it seems to not affect inflation as much as a lot of people say. It seems to do a lot of good to the economy. Heck yeah. Pepe laugh at Yang. But Yang, I don't care much for Yang. He seems like an interesting guy. I know a lot of people are scared that his UBI seems like a Trojan horse. I don't know why we can't just do UBI and then you just keep your other things and you just get UBI on top of it. Everybody gets UBI, because people who are not married are hurt a lot by this. I don't know if you knew, but if you're like a single couple and you have to choose between like your UBI and like anything else, like obviously UBI can help, especially if you're poor. That's going to be a lot of money drain, because especially in like black communities or other, you know, disenfranchised communities. The fact that their jobs aren't good isn't the only reason why they're in that situation. Our social mobility in some places is lower than 30%. That means in a single person's lifetime, that's a less than 30% chance that they'll go from like poverty or like homelessness to low class, or low class to middle class, or middle class to upper class. That's terrible. And there's more things in their way than just their money. And now obviously this can help, but there are a lot of money sinks in there and a lot of ways that the system is built to siphon money off of these places, especially black communities. that I feel like a UBI could easily disappear if those things aren't handled. Now, obviously, that's discounting that Yang would want to take, or anyone else who wants to implement a UBI would not take a multifaceted approach to these things. Obviously, they need to do this, but yeah. Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. Now this, and that gives like so many. That's such a Mecca. I love your comment. It's it gives so many people an in to say that he's like a Trojan horse trying to take away Social Security and have everybody like, because that sounds kind of sucky to me, right? Like if everyone lost their job and we're just like sitting here on $1,000 a month with nowhere to go, that yeah, some of us will start jobs, start businesses, I guess, go back to school, I guess. But if we're like 30 and we're just like completely abandoned retraining programs and we're just sitting here with like $1,000 a month with nothing else to do, like, that just doesn't sound good to me. Especially if like a Republican president comes in and just pulls some like fancy Republican business and pulls the rug out from under those people's feet. I feel like people could easily fall through the cracks and get hurt by that. That seems like not something I'd want. I think UBI should be an additive system and not one where you have to choose between one or the other, because people who are single, rather than people who are married, are hurt adversely to it a lot. What were you saying? I want to make sure I catch up with what everyone was saying. But no, like a male version of like, yeah, brother, trading your food stamps for Yang bucks, for your neat bucks, so I can give them to all of my big titty Twitch streamers.
Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like my entire salary of Yang bucks for the last 3 months? She said my name. She said it.
And she gets up with her booty shirts and writes your name on the dry erase board behind her. Squad W. Squad Biggie Bug. Squad W. That's what I'm saying. You do realize that people living off of welfare have limitations to their benefits. So if they were to make money, they will lose their benefits. So I even try to make more money on welfare. UBI does not do this. I listen, bud. All I'm saying is that if we had food stamps, and it does help, because food stamps does help, because like I said, there's lots of factors in like poor communities that are draining them of their resources more than just being poor. So something that's allocated specifically for this resource does help with that. And I think we could have that and add on like $1,000 a month or UBI, or even if we have to cut it, let's say $500 a month. $500 a month is a lot of money to a lot of people, right? Mecca, I don't know if you live alone or anything. Yeah, Yang bucks, my neat bucks. I don't know if you live alone or anything. I don't know how $500 extra a month is gonna affect you if it's not even 1,000. But I feel like a lot of people could use that very well. If we were to maintain our regular system, or get like a free healthcare system and do that as well and add that on. Like, this seems like a pay for your food for like a year. That's what I'm saying. Like, that does a lot for people. And imagine like someone with like food stamps or whatever, right? They can take their food stamps, get the food that they need. Maybe they need some extra food. Put like another $100 towards that, and then save the rest, and then they can start accumulating wealth, which is what all of this is meant to do, because that's really the measure of how you move up in the world. Food stamp doesn't help people. Yeah, I think we can start pulling back some of these garbage limitations on food stamps, that because lots of people, like in this country, lots of things, right? I have lots of gripes with these two systems, and it all stems from the people and not the system themselves. The prison system, because we only think of the prison system as a way to punish. We don't use it as a way to get people better, to bring them back into the into society. We just want to punish them, and then we create a system that that makes the prisoners make that makes the prisoners make life for other prisoners like a living hell, and then they go through the system for years and years and years and then spit out a monster, and then we're just why is this guy who was in like a hellhole for years on end, I'm getting some hot text, for years on end, a monster, and then they have to go back in, and our recidivism rates are absolutely garbage. So that's the first one. And the other one is how much poor people and just poorness in general has been completely demonized in this country. So being poor is almost like being like a pedophile to some people. Like they look at you in disgust, and people feel shame for just like the simplest, like asking for help for the simplest of things. And it's terrible. I want to catch up with this. But yeah, like I'm saying, I agree with a UBI. I don't agree with Yang's UBI. That's how I want to say it. That's how I want to phrase it. Hopefully this can be my olive branch to you, my brother, my Joe Filthy brother. This can be my olive branch from a Bernie to a Yanger. From a Bernie bro to a Yanger. A black Bernie bro too, so that's worth an extra good boy. That's worth a couple extra good boy points. Let's see, go along. At least Snap, and then UBI. Yeah, 100%. And can you imagine if like the Republicans get in and they start like cutting away and like undercutting UBI the same way they did to the Affordable Care Act? Can you imagine how devastating that would be? Because every single time with the Democrats, it's 2 steps forward when they get in, sometimes depending on what they pass, and it's 1 step back, sometimes 2 or 3 steps back when the conservatives get in. So UBI still falls short. Something like SD was familiar. Max out is okay. Yeah. Yeah, the limitations are pretty crazy. I just think, right, that if people got like even if we bring it down to $200 a month, $200 a month can do a whole lot for people. And I think that can definitely improve the lives of everyone in this country. So that's me. That's me, brother. I hope you accept my olive branch, okay? What I see right now are those with Joe Filthy. It's like one of those Joker memes that you see on like Gamers Rise Up or something, where it's like how it feels to be a Yang supporter, and then it's just like the Joker being attacked from all sides. But or that like Keanu Reeves, and that Keanu Reeves one where like all around his neck are like knives and guns. It's like that one. But no, I don't hate Yang. I don't hate him. You know, he's a good boy. He gets some good boy points in my book. Are we gonna play something tonight? Mecha Sloth, you missed the best part of terrible anti-Bernie tweets. Have you seen those? Like the really like crazy anti-Bernie tweets? I'm not sure if you saw this one, my guy, but Pepe hands indeed. I'm not sure if you saw this one, but it was it's going around that apparently well, they're lying and saying that Bernie used the N-word. Yeah, please do, Taryn, dude. I'd be around to watch that. But yeah, it was about how they're spreading the smear that Bernie said the N-word. He what? Yes, Bernie took way too many trips to Africa, and then he tried to pick up their language. He's like, what? They told me it was okay to say it. They gave me the right. He's gonna Slavoj Žižek on us. I look at my African brothers and sisters. Yeah, my guy. Listen. Joe Filthy, please. Please, my brother, please, I love you. I love you to death, okay? Listen to me. We agree with a UBI. We don't agree with Yang's UBI. Some people in here that you were arguing against, they don't like UBI. It's not me, okay? I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Here, you want a hug? I can give you a hug. A nice little hug. I'm warm. I'm a warm body person. You'd enjoy a hug from me. Listen, the humanity first thing, it's cute. I'm with, you agree with Yang's UBI. I don't. I agree with a UBI. And you know what? We can, maybe one day we can build a coalition. Maybe one day even, yes, brother. Yes, I know. Europe uses them as well. Maybe one day when President Bernard Sanders is in office or anyone else, we can build a coalition to pressure them to get us a UBI. All right, does this work? Is this an adequate olive branch? But yeah, Mecca, let me see. This is the word he said. If you're still watching, this is the word he said. Also, if you want, you can call me Chris. But Shark works too, whatever. How do you feel about a UBI that is like poverty line and percentage of UBI because you know what? That sounds cool to me. That sounds cool to me. If you can, if it's not like a Trojan horse or anything to try and take away, and it's like set in stone to make it really, really difficult if a Republican president gets in to try to undermine it, I'd be perfectly fine with that. That sounds cool, actually. It just has to not work like our tax brackets, because a lot of our tax brackets are, you're like on the bottom edge of like another tax bracket, or like the top edge of a really high one, and then you're paying way more. You're paying for a tax bracket that made for people who make way more than you, and you still fit in there, and you're paying way more than than what's reasonable. So as long as it's not like you're still poor and then we rip these $1,000 away from you, and then you fall back into poverty. It's like a buoy effect where you get the $1,000, then you move up, and then they take it away from you and you move back down. As long as it's not like that, maybe it could even be, it goes from 1,000, and the more money you get, they shave off 100. Maybe even something like that. Who knows? I used to hate being called Chris. Yeah, but I'm older now. Okay, I'm older now. I've seen the world. All right, I saw the Dominican Republic, and that changed my life. Let me tell you, brother. Bernie's not winning, my dude, and if he does win the primary, he's not beating Trump. You know what? If you say so, okay, Boomer. See, I don't know about this thinking. I don't like this thinking. Are you like more liberal leaning or conservative leaning? Surf Boomer. Are you more, but yeah, this is, back to this. Let me not get too distracted. But yeah, this is the word he said, right? And it's synonymous with here, penny pinching, or being close-fisted, or penny pinching. It's a word from Afrikaans, which is that's a cool emote. What the heck? Give me that emote. I want that. It's a word from Afrikaans, which is a language from Dutch settlers who came to South Africa in the 1700s and made their own language, right? This is what it is, and this is what he said. And he said it in the context of, I will not be niggardly about funding daycare. And that's what he said. And they twisted that into saying Bernie Sanders said the N-word. So he's basically like Trump. And also it was like a doomer never Bernie thread, and he was like, if Bernie Sanders wins the primary, it's gonna be a racist, white working class loving, identity politics hating, N-word saying, women defiling, agent. What else? There was more in there. Agent of chaos, Russian interfluence denying, bigot against Trump. And I was like, dang, dude. And agent of chaos, dude. It's like he's a super villain. He's a super villain. Like I'm saying, I said this earlier in the stream, but Sanders is living the life of a true socialist. Rent-free and in a rent-controlled environment, rent-free in these kids' heads. I'm telling you. They cannot stop thinking about it. There was a dude, he tweeted about Sanders like once every hour. On the hour. It's insane. I'm like, bro, I don't have this much in time in the day to think about like macaroni, and I love macaroni. Or like the cute girl who I handed money to at the cash register, and we touched hands because I was handing her money, and that's my wife, but she's gone now. I don't even think about that. I don't even think about people that much. All right, who really aren't doing any research on the candidate because they're so passionate about Bernie and him being able to deliver on Medicare for all and free tuition. But come on, guys, this will never happen. My brother, listen, okay? Like I said, I love you so much. I love you so much, Joe Filthy, okay? You're my, I would take a bullet for you, okay? Listen to me very closely. We live in an environment where we cannot pass an extension to the minimum wage. And you're sitting here to try to tell me that a UBI would pass. Thank you. That a UBI would pass before Medicare for all would pass. Are you serious? We cannot raise the minimum wage by $1. And you're telling me that we're going to get a UBI passed. Riddle me that. Yes. And Medicare for all, like okay, sure. We're not, yeah, I mean, we're not in the 60s. Also, I mean, okay, lots of things almost got passed. That doesn't mean anything. You might actually be done with that Peter coffin. Yes. Yeah, I have stomach problems. Yeah, no problem. Do it while you're shitting. Yeah, no problem. I hope your stomach problems get better. I had a really bad nosebleed today. I ruined my work outfit. My work uniform. It was pretty bad. I get pretty bad nosebleeds when it comes to when it gets into the winter. I appreciate it. Same with you. Hope you feel better. You would say it'd be way easier than Medicare for all and free tuition. And he knows how he's going to pay for it. I mean, people keep saying that Bernie doesn't know how to pay for it. I mean, he laid out, I think, like 10 ways to pay for it in his Medicare for all bill. He didn't specifically say which ones he would use, but he was like, here are all the ways we can use to fund it. So we just left that door open. It doesn't sound terrible to me, but no, I highly doubt that a system that's, and it has a big sticker price as well. It has UBI has a big sticker shock, right? That's $2 trillion a year. That's a lot of money. Who do you think is better in bed, Andrew Yang or Bernie Sanders? very interesting question. Yang would want to, I feel like Yang would want to like free up your dividend, if you know what I'm saying. I know Bernie has the big dick, has a good stroke game. Yeah, Bernie does have a good stroke game. Did you see him? He plays basketball. Like, I don't see Yang playing basketball, okay? My man has some stamina. For an old man, he's got some stamina. He's just saying, yeah, Bernie would be the type to like cuddle. You're gonna feel the burn, bro. I hope you don't feel the burn. You better protect yourself. Jeez. Also, thank you for the amazing question, Mythical, I guess. The burn is from... Listen, you don't... Listen, okay? I just congratulated you for finding my stream, and all of a sudden, you come in, tell a joke, give us a quality meme, someone tells a joke, and then you go on and explain the joke. You can't just explain the joke. You gotta let people get there, all right? Yeah, me. I hate Bernie. Did you know that he beats women in his spare time? He hates women. He hates women. And because I support Bernie, I also now hate women. We all hate women here. He also habitually uses the N-word. Yes, Bernie Sanders is also a cop, if you didn't know. Yeah, he's a dirty slut. Yeah, there you go. More insults. I need more insults. He's a whore. It's a cute little game. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this game. No one's ever seen this game before, but it's a really cute little game. You think Bernie's an incel? Whoop. Whoop. You okay? Oh no. Oh, we're chug-a-lugging. Oh no. That didn't look too hot. I support Sanders. Yeah, this is Dandy, or a brief glimpse into the life of a candy alchemist. It's a really cute game. Oh wow, it like popped up. That's kind of crazy. It's a really long name, but it's a super cute game about well, you live the life of a candy alchemist. Just 1 second. Whatever. You know what? That'll work. I'll take it. I'll take it any day. You okay? I don't know. My thing's freaking out. Are you all right today? Oh no. Let's go. Let's turn off full screen for a second. And let's try this one more time. There you go. Yeah, no problem. Let me catch up with Chad. You love Bernie? I love when Bernie supporters ignore you when they don't have a response to a statement. What happened? What happened, buddy? Do me a favor and open up that Google definition again for meme purposes. Thanks. No, I don't think I will. But yeah, I support Sanders. I like him. He's cool. I like when he plays basketball, and I like when he punches things. I like when he yells and his hair is white. Very, very great traits of a president that I would like to vote for. Is that techno Taylor Swift as your background? No, actually. This is a skin for, oh no, for Nemesis from a game called Smite. Welcome back. See, I don't. Bernie, yes, he is. He's also a purple dinosaur. That's where you got to start, actually. As a young purple dinosaur from Vermont, he wooed the crowd and became a mayor. It's pretty crazy, actually. What do you mean cringe? How dare you? Those are my people, okay? That's where I got my start. When I started YouTube, that's where I started. I made a lot of Smite content. I did a lot of variety, and you know, it's just Smite now. Please do Peter voice. What do you mean? Peter who? Peter Coffin? Peter Parker? Peter from Family Guy? Traits of an anime pro tag. I hope I have the traits of an anime pro tag. I want to be like Deku. Peter. That's the closest I got. Peter. Peter. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? There you go. Listen, you get the whole gambit, okay? You get a little Hank Hill in there. Amazing. I don't do this for free, you know. $5. I like this game. It's a nice little Zen game. This guy, I hate him. Now, what do you guys say? All right, goodbye, bud. Have fun. Don't cut yourself on that edge, okay? Have fun, brother. I don't know. Joe just seemed really indignant. I don't know. Oh no, I killed my angel. I thought we were making some ground. What do you think, Mecca? I thought we were getting somewhere. I was like, hey, you know, I support a UBI. I think that's cool. And then it was like mask off, like, you Bernie supporters have no clue what you are doing. You have no clue what you're messing with. Like, bro, chill. All right. I just said I support your core policy tenets. Look, oh no. Yeah, it's a super cute game. It's a fun time killer too. Oh, if I don't hit myself. Yeah, you pick up like candy themed power-ups. It's sick. Really? No, I don't think so. I've seen that attitude come from a lot. If you look at any pro Yang like YouTube video in the comment section, you see a lot of those sorts of ideas, which I mean, he draws a lot of passion, which I can 100% empathize with. But I think we can you know, temper it a little bit, you know. The people who think he's gonna like sweep Iowa, I think, are a little further out than what I would what I would say. I think he does have a lot of good ideas.
I am so close.
I'm cooming. No cooming without me in my chat, okay? If you coom, I have to be there, present, to overwatch it. Oh gosh. Ugh. Oh, I hate these guys so much. I hate them so much. Man, I actually gotta focus and play a video game at the same time. What is this? 1988? Somebody stop him. What'd you say? I feel you. But I don't know. I thought we were making some ground there. I don't know what happened. He had his like supervillain moment. Please. Please. Oh, 100% on a Sekiro stream. Bro, I can brain dead fight do Sekiro now. Let me tell you. I'm basically the best streamer alive. Remember that. I'm also the only black streamer. I bring a lot of new things to Twitch, okay? So. I'll be waiting for my check from twitch.com. Here on this platform, twitch.com. Speaking of Twitch, I remember back when I was in school, my friend, he's a streamer as well. My friend, we were writing like we were in dual credit English, right? And we were writing our big, oh no, oh this is not good. Some may also call this bad. Oh no, make it stop, please make it stop. I must fight my way through. Fight your way through, get through. I'm not getting through. Anyways, oh I got him. What a buffoon. I got him. And I was hit as well. He wrote, oh no, this is not good. He wrote his entire end of the year game over. God, yeah, absolutely amazing. I'm actually really bad at this game. He wrote his entire end of the year essay on one streamer. I forget which streamer it was. I think it was it's one of the really big ones that he loved. He loved to death. He always loved that streamer so much. We actually became friends over a stream. It was actually we're super cute like that, okay? But yeah, he about just one streamer, he tried to make a 2-page essay about, and like he was like, Christian, I don't know what to do. I ran out of things to talk about. So I was just like, bro, maybe choosing like a single person who like sits down in front of a camera all day while playing video games and talking to his chat while raking in oodles of cash may not have been the most interesting person in the world to write a 2-page essay about. But don't let me stop you, brother. Okay, I didn't want to stop him. I had to let him realize his dreams. You know, you gotta let the birds gotta get out of the nest sometime. Oh well, my angel's dead. R.I.P. in peace. Stop. Somebody stop him. Somebody has to stop him. R.I.P. So yeah, that was something else. Please make it stop. Man, I used to be good at this game. What happened? I took you take a 2-year break from gaming and all of a sudden you're not good at games anymore. Think about that. Also, my mouse is broken. It keeps like double clicking out of nowhere. It's so weird. But oh yeah, Mecca, we have to set up a talk sometime. I don't know when you're free, but definitely. I know you're not a debate streamer. We can have a pleasant conversation instead. I do like talking, if you've noticed. You always say it's gonna be fun. Like on Lottie Blix's stream, you're like, he's an interesting character. I always thought of myself as an interesting person, at least a little bit, to some degree. People remember me. Speaking of being remembered, I was actually remembered by my old early college career center principal. I found him in the store while I was buying salmon fillet, and I was like, "Oh, hey, bud. Sometime next week, after the build, whenever D&D group is not meeting, yeah, sure, no problem. Have you done some more thinking on like revamping your ooh, that was a good dodge. Revamping your ableism in the left stream? I keep up with that. I always try to keep up with what you and the streamers you're affiliated with go over. If someone posts something in the self-promotion chat, oh my gosh, I have such a big head. My head is massive, and it gets me killed. I try to keep up. I wanna learn. Some things I may agree with, some things I don't. You know what? A thing. Oh no. You know what? One thing. 5 head, 10,000 head actually. One thing I actually changed my position on was the brainlet memes. I did 100% change my position on the brainlet memes because I never even thought of them as ableist. Absolutely what? Never in my life have I ever looked at a brainlet meme and been like, this is ableist. I was just like, this is a haha funny. And then until it was pointed out, I was like, oh wow, yeah, definitely I can see this. So I changed my position on that. I don't know about the more like obscure ones. Like there's one where it's like a tiny face and then it's like a brain in a microwave. And I was like, I'm not sure about this one, but definitely the ones where it's like they're playing with like kids' toys and they're like drooling and everything, and that's supposed to be like, "Ha, you freaking idiot." Those ones definitely I can be like, yeah, I definitely see where they're coming from there. You wrote a small paper on Northern Lion. Oh, you like Northern Lion? Wow, I used to watch Northern Lion so much. I still watch them a lot. I watched them back when Rockley Smile was on the NLSS. I love those guys. They're so good. I haven't watched the NLSS in a long time, but I always keep up with what Northern Lion is doing. I look at some of his Isaac stuff. Oh, see, Dad played D&D. I'm pretty sure. It's probably scrubbed from the internet. Probably good. I wrote a fanfic, actually. And I know that thing's still up. It got like 1,000 views, but I'm not even going to go into that. That's a sub goal to read that. I'd have to go back and find it, but to read that thing, that's a massive sub goal. I'll have to do like an extra live stream or something to go over that. Yeah, so I changed position on that. I see where they're coming from, so I gotta have some respect. Oh, wow. I'm not paying attention. Well, as much attention as I should be. I can just avoid a lot of these guys instead of getting blasted. Ooh, they take way more hits than one. I'm gonna take this guy out. No, you die now. Take the shot, let him pass. You're getting a little close now. I have 1 heart left. 3 head gamer. It is 2 a.m. so maybe I can get a little bit of slack. I should have died there. So yeah, big ups, the big respect to people in your Discord. They're cool. I like them. I don't agree with everything, but I don't think we'll always ever agree on everything, and that's okay. Cause you know what? What do you have a take on the Rogan thing? Because I think a lot of people have been concerned trolling about that, and a lot of them don't actually care. But I don't know if you have a take that you feel like that's worth giving on the Joe Rogan experience. Oh, I'm dead here. Let me tell you. You can talk about scheduling through Discord because I'm gonna lay down. Yeah, no problem. You'd rather not. Joking, it's a bad look, but yeah, I mean, my thing about it was, oh, thank you, buddy. My thing about it was, Sanders was able to secure that maybe vote, that kind of, that semi-endorsement without compromising on anything, right? Still the Sanders we, oh yeah, kill him. Still the Sanders we know and love. Didn't compromise on anything and got the largest podcaster in the world to be on his side. That sounds like a win. That sounds like a win, win, win. And if he talks about it on stream or anything, that could bring a whole lot of people over to our side. Whether we agree with them on literally everything or not. But yeah, you can PM me about it. I'm probably gonna end stream sometime soon, so definitely go over that. Debate me, coward. And with a lot of good people, sorry, but I'm still nervous about embracing Rogan. Yeah, I mean, debate me, coward. I think, like I said, I have no clue what Rogan actually believes, and I'll believe this to this day. I have no clue what Rogan actually believes. He just like is an amorphous blob, and he'll just become whatever he wants, depending on who he's talking to. So he has like some beliefs. I think he believes in Medicare for all. He's more like libertarian with like, I think he's more of the idea like, I don't understand trans people, but like go on and exist and don't get, I don't know, like abused. Sounds kind of chill to me. I think he's more of that mindset than like he hates them, but you know, I think he's just like your regular like internet lib dude bro who you'd get from. So I don't think he's like the devil, but you know. Oh yeah, he believes whatever's going on in front of him. I think he's terrible, and I would much rather have someone who, you know, is a good interviewer interviewing these like extremely important people. But you know, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Oh, look at the expert plays from the expert gamer. There you go. You're done. You're done now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, good night. Thanks for stopping by. Always live. Always making the good things happen. Oh, he killed him. He's dead now. I'm dead now. Oh, look at these dodges. My head is so big. Bro, chill. It's not fair. You're cheating. You're hacking. Stop. Somebody make him stop. Please make him stop. Somebody make him stop. I'm gonna kill myself on this. Everything is falling apart. It was looking so good. Everything. These are the ones I have to stay still for. It's actually why you love Rogan. He's dumb and knows it. He brings smart people on and actually listen to his points. I don't agree with all his views. But see, this is why I don't like it, because with lots of these things, there's like I believe more in like responsible platforming, right? I don't think Rogan should be like taken off the air and like hung or something. But I believe in like responsible platforming, and I do not believe that Rogan engages with responsible platforming, because there's a whole lot of rhetoric out there that hurts a whole lot of people, that he plays into because he's not smart enough or does not care enough to engage with it in a way that is helpful. Like a lot of those a lot of those interviews with like KKK members, like way back in the day, where they bring them on and they're in their like outfits and they look like goofs and they like scare them and stuff, because they look like idiots. Like, this was like responsible platforming, where you can platform someone and even be like, hey, you can talk about your views, but you know, you don't let them get away with like lying to the audience faces. That'd be more responsible platforming. But Rogan doesn't engage in that, so he brings on good people. He brings on Neil deGrasse Tyson, he brings on Kyle Kalinske and other people, but then he brings on Stefan Molyneux and Sargon of Akkad, people spreading lies and disinformation to people, which is actively hurting discourse. It's fine to engage with other views. I think you should engage with some views that are less savory or more dangerous in different ways. I mean, you have the guy who brings on Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he talks about how like dumb flat earthers are, and then the next day you bring on like a white supremacist who lies about this issue. Like, oh, this reporter, this amazing reporter had this scoop about how the government was like taking money from regular people and paying for like refugees to like rape their daughters or something. And like what actually happened was that there was like, I don't know, like a sexual assault, and refugees get aid, and this is what they're calling it now. Like things like that, right? This isn't like a specific example. There was an example that I could pull from like Dave Rubin, but we all know about Dave Rubin. So that's just me. Let's finish this roundup, and I think that's gonna be it. Oh, 100%. And that's my problem with Rogan. I think his views are actually pretty milquetoast and not even that bad. Probably, I would assume so from the little he said about his own personal views, but yeah. Rogan is just like whatever. But someone who has the largest podcast in the world is always a valuable asset to have on your side, especially if you don't have to compromise your views for it. The UFC, yeah, he's a cool guy. All right. Okay. We're going to go to the main menu. Okay. So this is going to be me wrapping up the stream. And I would like to say thank you to everybody who was here and everybody who talked in chat. Cozy Yogi, Ace Gamer 13, thank you so much. Carbonated Water for the win. Splat, as always, thank you so much. Darkness 5632, thank you so much for that follow as well. Someone else followed as well, but it was on Mixer, wasn't it? I want to make sure I catch that. I want to leave anybody in the dirt. I think my thing reloaded, I'm not sure. But yeah, Ace Gaming, thank you so much. Joe Filthy, even though we didn't agree, buddy, I love you. Thanks for being here. Mecha Sloth, as always, thank you so much. There are a couple more who swung by. I would like to say a thank you to, whether they're here or not. Go Long, thank you so much for hanging out. There's a couple more, I think. All right. Oh yeah, mythical, I guess. You stopped by. I appreciate you. Emish64, Golden Noodle, thank you so much. And I think that's about it. Sounds good to me. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll definitely make sure I apply for my affiliate I have to check back to see if I got all the prerequisites to make sure I get it. So, but thank you everyone for following. It's been a great stream, and I couldn't have had it without you. I'll be live again tomorrow night, doing about the same thing. We're probably going to be hitting up some more Sekiro. I want to make sure I get through that game. We're about to get to the Guardian Ape, I'm pretty sure. So that's going to be fun. Thank you everybody for watching. And thank you everybody for following. Thank you everybody for chatting. Thank you for lurking. I love my lurkers. And this is going to be a good night for me. See you later.